Hey everybody, Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision,
Mhm.
and a big week for our cross country teams as they will travel up to Principia College in Illinois to take part in the DLVC regional meet. And joining us from the women's cross country team to talk about it is going to be Keely Smith. And Keely, first off, thanks so much for the time. How's everything going? And let's talk a little bit about your race a couple weeks up at McNair. It was a great race for you.
Yeah, it's been a great couple weeks of training since that race. I'm really excited to see what the team has for this week. McNair was a really great start for our team, I think, especially for our two freshmen, getting them acquainted to what a collegiate race is like. Obviously, it was different this year with all the new restrictions, but it was exciting to be able to race, especially during this time when a lot of teams aren't able to race. And definitely a good course to start out on, kind of flat with like one hill each lap. A good kind of starter to see where we're at and to build that base for our next couple meets.
Yeah, and I love the game plan that you guys came in with, for that race, especially having a couple of the multis from the women's track team, joining you guys so that we can get those team points. And it just seemed like you guys really attacked the course very well and, did the things that you wanted to do, especially for the first time competing in, how many ever months it's been for you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. We were definitely so grateful for the multis for stepping up and helping us be able to compete as a team this year. And we'll have a couple more multis joining us this weekend, which is a lot tougher course. So I'm really commending them because, this isn't their typical events. This isn't their typical distance, but they've really stepped up and helped us as a team. And I'm just really excited to see what they can do and what all the other girls can do this weekend.
Yeah, let's talk about the course. And I was just talking to Coach Sandifer about it. McNair's a great course, but a lot of flat land. Not so
Mhm.
much at Principia. Principia is a national level course, a lot of hills, a lot of elevation. Really tests runners that aren't used to hills, but we are used to hills at Maryville because where we're at, where you guys practice and do your runs at. So talk a little bit about some of the differences between what we ran last Friday compared to what we're going to run on this week.
Yeah, so our last meet we had most of it was flat. We had one um decent hill at the beginning, but not like super long or super steep, and then one like little incline in the middle. So kind of a little bit of prep for that, but really pretty flat. And it was 4 loops. This time it's going to be kind of 2 big loops and a lot of just uphill or downhill, not a ton of flat. So strategy wise, it can play into our favor if we're smart about what we're doing on those uphills and downhills, making sure we're using those downhills to gain momentum, making sure we're staying strong on those hills. So I'm definitely excited. We've been training on a course that is really similar to that course here, and we've been having some really great workouts. I've seen a lot of great progress on both the men's and women's teams, so I'm really excited to see what we can do on a course that we've been specifically training for.
And this year it's a little bit different with how it's going to be set up for the championship meet. Out of the regional meets, they're taking the top four teams that will run in the A race. And I know for you guys, it's very important to finish in that top four this week so you can be part of the championship race next in 2 weeks.
Absolutely, yeah. We've definitely been focusing on that, focusing on what we can do to get us in that top four on both our men's and women's side. And I've seen a lot of great progress from both. So I'm excited to see where we can put ourselves on Friday.
And you know what? The one thing that I'll say is I saw the protocols firsthand, last Friday up at McNair. I'll see him again this Friday out at Principia. I think, the conference and all the coaches and the student athletes, I mean, it's a weird time, but I think everybody's embraced, the different protocols and different things along those lines. What are your feelings as an athlete that are participating in these on how these protocols are working and keeping everybody safe to make sure we get these three big meets in?
Yeah, I've definitely been really happy with the protocols. That was something I was nervous about, is how they would be able to make this work. And I think the way they've been setting up the starting line so that we're basically only in our teams until we start the race, and then from there, you get that natural separation as the race goes on. And then also the testing protocols, having some of the team tested before meets, and like keeping team camp separate, keeping team items separate, I think is really, they're doing the best they can to limit our exposure. And I really do feel safe competing, which is something I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to say, but I'm so glad that they have allowed us to put those safety measures in place so that we can keep racing, because I know a lot of conferences weren't able to make that work. So the fact that we're able to compete and do it safely so that everyone's staying healthy and able to continue their semesters and continue to compete is really amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it was great to see you guys competing last Friday, and I'm really excited to see you guys compete this week up at Principia. So we want to wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for the time, Keely. We'll see you up at Principia, and let's get in that top four and get ready for the championships in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. Go Saints.
Absolutely. Keely Smith joins us, one of our outstanding cross country runners. They'll be participating in the GLVC regional meet Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock. The women will start, the men will start at 4:45. Once again, no fans will be permitted, but we'll have wall-to-wall coverage for you on our Twitter feed, Maryville Saints. Also, we'll have video highlights following the race to let you know how our outstanding cross-country teams did at the regional meet on Friday. For Keely, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week, and as always, go Saints.